For the most part, we follow beautiful people. And that's why we all think, oh, so it's the makeup that's making them beautiful. No, they're beautiful people who are putting on makeup. That's the difference. And hey there, my handsome and pretty little Cobras, and welcome back to the Cobra's Nest. For those of you who are new, my name is Mignon Cobra and I make minimalism videos. So today's minimalism video is going to be chasing pretty privilege is ruining you. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. Let's get it, let's go. Woo. That's what today's video is about. I'm going to be talking about how chasing pretty privilege is going to ruin you, and the reason that I talk about that is because that has been one of the core issues with my life, and I figured if it can help me, I think it'll definitely help you. So let's first define pretty privilege, because that's the proper structure of a video. So this is pretty privilege. Pretty much is this idea that your life is better or you have more privileges the prettier you are. And I feel like, okay, that makes sense. And I don't know if there's another concept as like natural beauty privilege or like fake privilege, because there's gray zones, right? You can fake it till you make it, and I feel like I fit more into that category. I don't think I was born naturally pretty. I don't even consider myself pretty, but I definitely chased pretty privilege really hard because I did get a taste of it when I became more conventionally prettier. My life did get a lot better. So I was like, oh, it was just like a positive reinforcement. I was like, I need to chase it more. I need to chase it more. But I want to say though, I feel like maybe in the end I should have chased or done a bit more self-improvement. I think that would have probably been a better use of my time than just purely chasing pretty privilege. And the next point that I want to talk about is buying makeup, thinking that that's going to purchase you pretty privilege. And I want to say maybe yes and no. I think putting on a little bit of makeup probably does add, an extra point or two of attractiveness. But I think that chasing pretty privilege is toxic because as unfortunate as it is, and that's where this tough love is going to come in, I think you either have pretty privilege or you don't. And I want to put that out there because I think that's going to help out a lot of women in terms of like the over makeup addiction or the over spending on makeup, because we think, okay, pretty privilege is a good thing. I'm just going to buy more makeup and buy more makeup. But I don't think a lot of us follow some of the top beauty bloggers or beauty influencers because they're good with makeup. I'm sure that there are a few. For the most part, we follow beautiful people. And that's why we all think, oh, so it's the makeup that's making them beautiful. No, they're beautiful people who are putting on makeup. That's the difference. And then they sell you this notion that the makeup's making them pretty. They're pretty, not a makeup thing. And I think a lot of you understand that, and I'm gonna be real harsh and blunt here. There's plenty of beauty bloggers that we've seen that like put on makeup. They're not the most attractive of people until we don't follow them. And understanding these things, we have to apply it to ourselves. You are already where you are, and it's not a makeup thing. So what does this have to do with why is pretty privilege ruining you? And there's several things I want to talk about. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is mental health. Thinking that a woman's self-worth, like all of your self-worth, is based on your looks is probably very detrimental to your health, because I think that most people's looks, and not just women but men as well too, looks is a depreciating value. Investing heavily in an asset that you won't have the longer that you invest in it because you're aging is probably not the smartest of things. And that's why I think that immigrant parents got it right by telling their daughters, you need a career. Nobody can take my career away, but I'm definitely gonna lose my looks as I age, as unfortunate as it is. I mean, yes, I'm still gonna have to love myself when I'm old and wrinkly. But that's a societal thing, right? That's society telling me that, like, when I'm old as a woman, I have no value because I have no fertility. I'm not gonna get into that, but I think it's important to understand that it's for your mental health's sake to not place so much importance on an asset that we're losing with time. The next thing that I want to say is that chasing pretty privilege is ruining you financially. Think about how much money you have spent. I think it's called the pink tax. It's this idea that you spend so much more to up your looks because as women, we're disadvantaged in society and we need to make up for that with our looks. These are all heavy, deep-rooted things, and so I completely respect why we as women pursue wearing makeup, but I think that chasing pretty privilege is probably damaging. And if you don't have pretty privilege or not as much as you wish that you'd like, there's probably a lot of other things that you probably could do that would better your life than chasing pretty privilege. The other one is working on self-improvement, and that's the third point that I wanted to get to, is that if you invest in having some actual marketable skills or actually having skills that could help you in a job, or those things are going to help you. And I know that you're probably thinking, but
if I was pretty and it blew up, I wouldn't even have to deal with any of these things.
I'll be honest, if that was you, it would have already have happened. We see these really young, beautiful women on Instagram. I know a lot of people are like,
yeah, but there's like, it's all filters, it's all fake.
Some of them are really pretty, and we feel like we say these things to kind of comfort ourselves, but that's an issue with us. That's not an issue with them. They're living their best lives. And so what I'm trying to say is that if it was already going to happen, and if that was already you, then you don't need to watch this kind of video. You'd think I'm just and I'm being bitter. I'm not. I'm really trying to help my little Cobras because those are issues that I struggled with. I thought I could just keep buying more makeup to make myself more beautiful, keep dyeing my hair, keep working out, developing an eating disorder. I don't want to sit here and tell you that it didn't help. It definitely did, and if you feel like you need to do that, do that. But because at the end of the day, you need to love yourself. That's not somebody else's job. And let me tell you, like, unless you're like the 1%er of beautiful women, most people are not gonna like you for your looks. Most people are gonna like you because you're actually a fantastic and wonderful person. If you just work on self-improvement and making yourself a well-rounded person, you don't need to heavily or as heavily rely on your beauty as your sole value. And maybe this is just a me problem. Like, this is a therapy session that I know some of you might be like,
but I lost weight and I got really pretty. My life is better.
It's true. I guess I should disclaimer this. Pretty privilege is a real thing. I'm not here saying that it isn't. I'm just saying you either have it or you don't. And if you don't, for us ladies who are not, and I don't have pretty privilege, so that's why I'm making these kind of videos. A lot of the things that I do are possible because I don't rely on beauty to get me where I need to go. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you agree or disagree, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.